U.S. First Army is marching north up the Khotan Peninsula, so securing a supply line to Cherbourg is our new objective. It's been codenamed the Red Ball Express. Able and Dog companies will penetrate down this road as far as possible and secure it. During the advance, our flanks will be exposed. This area has a lot of walled courtyards and hedgerows, so watch for ambush.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Sir Cypher with Let's Play Company of Heroes Mission 5. This is the first mission that's sort of going to play like a multiplayer game. We have pioneer or engineers to build things, we have a field HQ, and it's the first mission that you can kind of lose because the enemy is going to attack your base while you're trying to complete the objectives. So it can be a little difficult, but hopefully everything will go okay.
God damn it, I told them not to overextend the advance. Alright, we better go bail their asses out. Dog, this is Abel. Hang in there, Bishop, we're on our way. Saddle up, people, we're moving out. Listen up. Dog Company was ambushed. Captain Bishop has requested our support. The survivors are holding out under heavy fire. We need to relieve them. Get a combat group together and move out now. Dog won't last long out there.
So, we have tanks.
Running out of time. Enemy unit down.
Because we are armored company. And these are M4 Sherman medium tanks. They're basically the only kind of tank the Americans can get. The Germans can get like all kinds of different sorts of tanks, but oh shoot. You get that guy there. These are M8 armored cars. And you'll notice that obviously tanks are pretty much immune to small arms fire. Armored cars are mostly immune to small arms fire. But you know, they can get taken out by like really concentrated enemy fire.
Enemy unit.
So these enemies are being destroyed here. You might wonder what this little dangly thing is on the front of my Sherman, and don't worry, you will see. I'll show you right here. If these guys try and enter this courtyard. It essentially it's designed to take out mines, but normally more what it's used for multiplayer is to turn infantry into a fine paste. Uh-oh, why am I turning the wrong one? So I had some riflemen inside this half-track. You see a lot of my rounds are bouncing off this stug because the basic Shermans not that great against enemy armor.
We've cleared the courtyard. Dog Company has been released. Dog Company's squads have joined Able. Allied Field HQ is located here. Set up a base of operations and call in reinforcements. All right, Able. Word from HQ is that it's up to us to clear the road to Cherbourg. This should be a simple operation. At least one of these two roads must be secured. That means moving up and setting up defenses to cover the Red Ball Express. Use engineers to expand our base and call in additional reinforcements. Without this road, the Red Ball Express isn't going anywhere. Let's get to work.
We gotta secure that crossroad. Let's go.
So we have in here, this is a flak tank, but it can't really hurt our real tank, so to speak. I brought this tank back here because the enemy is gonna start attacking our base. But you notice we have riflemen in this game, and riflemen are basically they're basically pretty similar to airborne, except they don't have some of the special abilities that airborne has. There's an enemy base right here, and it's just gonna keep building units until we deal with it. So I intend to deal with it right now. Post haste. We can't just drive our tanks in there because the enemy has AT guns set up to guard the approaches to their base. I'm gonna build actually a squad of veteran infantry. If you end the game with veteran infantry, you can build them in the next game instead of normal unexperienced infantry. So it's a lot of times it's a good idea to do that. I'm gonna take out this anti-tank gun. I'm gonna take out this anti-tank gun. Then I'm gonna move my tanks in here. I'm gonna assume they will be successful in their efforts to take out this anti-tank gun. Okay, then I'll go hide over here. I'll go advance in here with these infantry. And I'll also drive in here with all of my anti-tank, with my armored cars. Now, I want to take out this mortar pit thing. I'm going to nab this anti-tank gun to help fight this thug. Okay, so I stole this anti-tank gun. Now my armored cars are cruising in here and causing havoc. As you can tell, the enemy is just building these thugs constantly. So the longer we wait, just the more bullshit we're gonna have to put up with. I'll drive my half-track up here too, so we can use the half-track for kind of its primary purpose, which is half-tracks can reinforce units. Like some other games that had squads that had casualties. If the half-track is nearby, the units can reinforce like they're back in their base.
Enemy unit
So as you can see, there's only 2 guys left in the squad. I walk over to the half-track and I can reinforce.
Proceeding.
Okay, I'm gonna build a couple more buildings here. This triage center heals wounded units that are nearby. Because you notice, like for example, this anti-tank gun has all of its crew members, but its health is not at full because the individual people are wounded. The triage center, it heals all the units around it. See, there's like a little radius, so that whenever you bring guys back when they're hurt, they'll get healed as well. I stole this anti-tank gun because I saw earlier when I drove by, the crew of it ran away and left it there. Seem to be doing okay. Finish clearing out these bases. I'll bring my engineers in here to repair all these vehicles. And I'll send these. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So this is why we didn't want to waste any time, because there is a scripted event that this enemy panzer group comes and is going to attack our base. So unfortunately you can't give riflemen any sort of anti-tank weapons just normally. You basically have to kind of hope that a German player will just drop some anti-tank weapons. So we've destroyed this forward base and have my engineers repair these tanks. I'm also going to steal this mortar because we're going to probably need it in the future.
What are my coordinates?
But yeah, American riflemen, they're probably their biggest disadvantage as oh shoot, style. Probably their biggest disadvantage as troops is that they can't be equipped with any sort of anti-tank guns normally. Like you saw that airborne got recoilless rifles, stuff like that. Nothing like that for rifles. What they can't... Oh, no, I
Infantry squad reporting casualties.
those jerks. I'll build another. I don't have enough resources. What they do have is sticky bombs, which is... They're basically like the sticky bombs from Saving Private Ryan. I'm not actually sure if these were a real thing historically. But basically your riflemen run up, they cost munitions, they throw the sticky bomb on the tank, it sticks to it, and it does a lot of damage, and importantly, as you might see here, it also usually damages their engine. So if you have an anti-tank gun, they can't get away, because it sticks to their track or their engine grate or whatever. So it damaged the engine. So now, if it wants to get away from my anti-tank gun, it can't because it's too slow. So these guys are just getting murdered by my tank for some reason. Okay, so I said earlier that we are playing as Armored Company, and that means something. When you play Company of Heroes, you can choose between several companies, or basically doctrines, whatever, for your commander. And for the first couple campaign missions, they're set. You don't really get to pick what your doctrines are going to be. But multiplayer, you pick. But anyway, you see we get these little 2 XP, these little green things. This is to fill up this bar. And when you fill up this circle, you get points, and the points you can use to buy special abilities. Now, for this one, we're Armored Company. For example, in the second mission, we were Airborne Company. That's how we could call in airborne troopers. Now, we have 2 options for our first choices. We can't get any of the good thing. The game won't give us enough XP this game to get either the Calliope Sherman or the Pershing Heavy Tank. But I'm going to get these 2 first things, which is Raid, which means that light vehicles, aka my armored cars and jeeps, can capture territory sectors like infantry can, and I'm going to get fast deployment, which means that vehicles build faster.
Begin raid operations.
Standing by. Drive. Engineer squad ready.
So, since I can capture territory sectors with my armored cars,
Fuel point is in our sights. Let's go,
and these armored cars have full health,
Liberating fuel location.
I'm going to cruise out here. I'm going to bring... I'm gonna bring this anti-tank gun back to base because I might want to use it. I'm actually gonna bring pretty much all these guys back to base until I figure out exactly what I want to do here. But I'll go cap this point across the road. I'll go cap this point here. Now we're kind of on the offensive phase. The first part of a lot of these missions is you kind of just reacting to what's going on. So anti-tank guns have a pretty long range, so I can hit this tank way farther away than it can hit me. And also send this tank in there to help out. Destroyed its main gun, blew it up. This is actually our secondary objective in this mission, is to destroy all of these. What are you guys doing? Get over here, you. My anti-tank gun and my tank were all like caught up on each other. What are you doing, anti-tank gun? Get over here. What are you...
On our way.
Sometimes units will get like caught up in terrain and stuff. I'll just retreat them.
Gary wants this piece of dirt so bad he can have it.
What are my coordinates?
Now? Okay, there we go. For some reason the tank gun doesn't want to move all the way to my... There we go, finally. Christ. So I'm going to leave this armored car here because sometimes the enemy will try to rebuild this base. So I don't want that. Like I said, I was trying to put a machine gun nest in here for some reason. But I'm going to keep having my armored cars cruise around and cap points. I'll have my tanks support them. I mean, we still need infantry. You might think, oh, you know, if you can cap points with armored cars, why would you, or with vehicles, why would you ever use infantry? Because, I mean, realistically, you know, tanks are a lot cooler than infantry are. But the thing is, you still need infantry. You'll have a very sad time if you try and go on multiplayer, even play this campaign and just be like, I'll just be armored company and use tanks. So I'm gonna bring this tank over here to support these guys. I'm gonna come over here and try and cap this point. Make sure I get the guys on the right side of the wall. Send this tank to help support them. Actually, I'll send this tank up here. We'll start capping from the north as well.
Unit down.
What are my coordinates?
Munitions point secured. We're shooting like that. We're laying his neck. We're taking some heat.
Cruise in here with this. So the enemy has a machine gun in this house, but I'll come bring up my armored car. You'll notice that because my troops were in good cover along this wall, they didn't get suppressed by the machine gun.
Enemy unit down.
Buckle up and hang on.
Machine guns will only suppress units, or rather, quickly suppress units in essentially bad cover. If the units are in good cover, they tend to do fine against the machine gun. So, but anyway, I'll bring up my armored car. Just mop this up. Took out these guys. I'll have my armored car.
Enemy unit down.
Push that. And then I'll just drive over here. And okay, the enemy's got an anti-tank gun pointing at the road. You might wonder why the enemy won't move these anti-tank guns. There's certain units that the enemy scripted not to move because it wants certain parts of the game to play certain ways. It's basically trying to teach you that you shouldn't just be like, oh, there's points here, let me just drive straight over here. You need to kind of like scout and flank and figure out where they are and just flank them all. Because if the enemy could move them, they'd probably move them to stupid places, because a lot of times the AI is not that smart, so that is why. But anyway, keep cruising over here with this tank and this group as we finish off capping all these points. And just I don't think I've said it yet. On the mini map, triangles are vehicles or anti-tank guns, and obviously the dots are infantry. There's some special units that have different shaped icons, like for example the King Tiger has its own icon on the mini map, but for the most part, that's what they are.
Back to full strength in no time.
So I'll keep bringing this up here because I want to keep the road covered.
We'll take it all right.
And I'll just keep bringing these tanks up here. I'll retreat these guys back here.
Hit the gas. Let's go.
Alright, so I'm taking fire, but oh no, not really. Shermans are pretty solid tanks. They get kind of a bad rap. But really, even in the war, most things that a Sherman fought against, they didn't really have trouble with. Like Stugs, Panzer IVs, Panzer IIIs, you know, Hetzer, stuff like that. The Sherman did fine against, especially when you upgrade it with its higher velocity gun, which I'm going to do. It's really only Panthers and Tigers and King Tigers that it has trouble with. So when you fight those, you basically have to supplement your Sherman with either tank destroyers or AT guns or anti-tank infantry. You can just mob the enemy tank with anti-tank infantry. I'm trying to wait for my mortar to set up so I can. I guess he's not going to do it if he doesn't have somebody to shoot. But now, since I've captured this whole side, I'm going to work over here a little bit, and then I'm going to capture this middle area of the map. The supply yard, which I'm building right here, is something that allows me to build the higher levels of American buildings, like the motor pool and the tank depot, and it also lowers my upkeep. Because units and company of heroes cost upkeep, and it also has upgrades that give you less upkeep. But I'm gonna build a tank depot now, and I'm also upgrading the 50 cal machine gun mount on my half-track. You see, this was a smart idea, putting this take gun here because these panzers keep coming up the road. I'm not sure how much cover this not sure how much cover this haystack gives against these 75mm rounds coming from this Panzer IV. But I'm gonna keep rolling up here. Rolling up with that, rolling up with these infantry. Keeping on the pressure.
Listen to that engine purr.
So I ran over a mine. The enemy has mines all over the place in this mission. So I should probably equip my engineers with minesweepers. That's actually the primary purpose of this crab flail, but you haven't really had a chance to see it yet. But anyway, I kind of want to get this gravy train rolling. So pull up into this place there. Gonna upgrade my Shermans with the big gun. You might wonder, like, you know, you play like StarCraft 2 or something, units tell you, you know, like what they do, how much damage they do and stuff like that. Company of Heroes doesn't really do that, but when you look at a unit, these numbers, the red is how many of that type of thing they've killed, which is infantry, vehicles, tanks, and buildings. You can see that I've just been murdering infantry this whole game. And these are how effective they are. They're so 5 against infantry, against vehicles, against tanks. The +3 for against infantry is because this Sherman has been upgraded with the 50 cal on the roof, and the +2 against these +2 and +3 against vehicles and tanks is because of the increased armor penetration you get from that gun I just upgraded on all the Shermans. This one actually has a +6 against infantry because of the mine flail, which is as you saw, quite deadly against infantry. And it's not just in single player. In multiplayer, you can kill plenty of stuff with the crab flail. People do not always pay attention, and they can get taken out pretty easily.
Combat engineers, good to go.
So, I've got more points. I can get either Allied War Machine, which means while it's active, my vehicles, if they die, I just get a brand new one. But I'm gonna get field repairs instead, which means that
we can now support
my crews I can use this global ability, and all of my units all of my vehicle units will repair themselves a little bit. And the reason I don't usually like to go I don't like to go Allied War Machine is because then you lose all of your experience. So there's a bunch of guys in this house, but what I can do is with the crab flail is I can take out the whole bottom floor of the house so they won't have any cover anymore. And so you can the crab flail has many uses against infantry. So a lot of players don't know you can do that. If there's troops garrisoned in a house, you can just bust in there with the crab flail and tear the whole house apart. So that's always something fun I like to do. So we're gonna cap this point, which is gonna start the convoy showing up, but it's not gonna try and drive through yet because it's not stupid. It's just gonna wait for
We have the crossroads.
it's gonna wait for us to
As of now, this road's an army road. No krauts allowed.
it's gonna wait for us to capture these points down here.
Able company.
Now the enemy is over here. This looks like another job for crab tank.
It's our job to break any attack on those trucks. This convoy must get through.
See, now though, I've got the big gun on the Sherman.
Unit down.
Look out! Landmines! Everybody freeze! We'll have to proceed with caution. We have minesweepers available to our engineers and the crab upgrade available.
So, this is a lesson you should learn. The enemy put mines in the road, but they just drove their. Why can't I go through this? There we go. But they just tried to drive their tank over them, and their tank got hit by Their tank got hit by a round while it was on top of a mine, and the splash damage set off the mine. So now you might wonder, okay, well how does this work?
Here comes the convoy.
How does this crab flail work? Well, this is what it's supposed to do. You go, I think there might be mines in this road. So you drive up the road with the mine flail on, and it blows up all the mines, and then you go, okay, stopped. The mines stopped blowing up. There must not be any more mines
Enemy
here.
unit down.
So, that's how that works. Now, there's another way you can take out mines. And I'll be demonstrating that now.
Wheels and grease ready to go. Search and destroy.
And like I said, if you just put the crab flail on the Sherman, it just costs munitions. You can see I can upgrade this Sherman, for example, with the mine flail. But I don't always like to if I'm not gonna use it, because I don't know why, it just bugs me aesthetically seeing this big thing dongling off the top of my Sherman. So I normally don't get it unless I'm planning on using it. You see right now, our Shermans are a lot more effective against these enemy tanks now that we've got the gun. And also, when units get veterancy, see all these Shermans are triple veterancy. This is why I don't want them to die, even if I get new ones. When your units are triple vet, or just any vet, they get bonuses to things like damage and also armor penetration.
Alright, man, time for the fight. Looks like they're strung out and in need of repairs.
We'll be ready when you are. Don't you worry none.
So something that might bounce off a tank, that might normally bounce off a tank, if the unit's veteran, it might just blow right through it.
Ready to fight, sir.
So units take more armor if they get hit from the rear, or units have less armor in their rear.
We are under fire!
Deploy, sir. Just tell us what you need us to do. Run for it.
So the enemy's getting repaired here while they're attacking
Enemy
me, but I'm
unit
getting
down.
repaired too.
Armor ready. Head out. Cannon on target.
Battle squad, deploy and head to that position. Let's go.
So I'm going to
Plug it out.
call in mortar barrages there and there, because I know that these anti-tank guns... Can he hit me from here? I don't think he can. And at the same time, I'm going to focus on this side of the map. But I guess I ran over another mine.
The rest of the boys are counting on us.
Here we go. I will demonstrate how the minesweeper works. And I'll just use this repair ability to repair my
Confirmed.
my units. You can see they're all repairing. Yeah, if I drive up that road, my tanks are just going to get murdered by infantry.
Minefield, back off!
Order. Here.
Just keep calling in barrages. Calling a barrage right there. See, okay, so my troops with minesweepers, they see the mines, they won't set them off if you send them near. And they'll just automatically start getting rid of the mines.
Enemy unit down.
So you can see right here,
Minefield
they're just
clean.
taking out these mines.
Go.
So now, now if we come through here, we should be okay. I don't think there's any more AT guns here, so I think I can just bust on in here.
Hit him first, ask questions later. Just point us at him.
Rifleman squad, come center. Just like all right, man.
Time for the
Don't see any more AT guns.
armor on the job.
Combat support ready to roll out.
Enemy
I think
unit
I'm going to
down.
drag my AT gun up here as well.
Weapons check in 30.
Just point me fast.
And once this thing finishes repairing,
Ghost.
I'll head in here with these guys too.
Get and form up.
Head in here with these rifles,
Time to kill some crowds.
and I'll clear this side.
Give me a flash.
Send this half track up
Full
here.
barrels ready. Search and destroy.
I don't think there's anything else I need to spend money on. My population cap is basically maxed right now, so that's why I'm not building anything else.
Us in there. Cavalry on search and destroy.
Thought I had another armored car somewhere.
Enemy unit down.
Ready to roll.
There it is.
Yep, hit it. Time to go scouting. Weapons coming in. Pretty good.
So, this Panzer's driving around, but it's not really gonna hurt me. So the enemy built a medic bunker here. Oh shoot, they have an AT gun. Move.
Confirmed.
So normally the other side of the map is a lot harder to deal with, but for some reason for this time they reinforced the other side. So I'm gonna have to repair that. The enemy Panzer IVs just won't leave me alone. I'm pinned over here, but I have my half-track with the quad 50 cals, which is just going to make sausage meat out of these, machine gunners.
What are my coordinates?
Enemy unit
So,
down.
killed the Panzer group. My half-track is finishing these guys off. Now we just need to destroy these last couple buildings. I'll just use field repair again because I have plenty of money. Actually, I need to send a tank over here to take out this AT gun that's murdering my Sherman over here. And in case you're wondering, you can't kill AT guns with crab flail. That would be lovely if it worked, but it doesn't.
Enemy unit down.
Alright. Bring all these troops up.
That should get you back in the war.
What are my coordinates?
Bring my last Sherman up here.
Lock it down. Understood.
And now I just need to clear these intersections.
Hit him first. Ask questions later. This is cavalry.
Where's my last Sherman? Oh, here we go. So, all these troops are going to try and come down here and kill my AT gun, and they'll probably succeed.
Give her some gas, Tiny.
There's like a million guys here. But I just upgraded this thing with the crab flail, so it should be fine.
Enemy unit down.
Oh my Christ.
What are my coordinates?
This enemy is being retarded. And they spawn units from just wherever. Look how many ridiculous units there are. There are just so many stupid infantry. Shoot.
Got hostiles in the compound. Base is under attack.
Confirmed.
Just give me a rifle.
I'll bring another tank over here to deal with this AT gun.
Enemy unit down.
Check your ass. Clear your sight.
Put her in gear. We're moving. Watch your aim. Faster, go! Hit the gas. Let's go.
Yeah, like I said, the enemy will just keep spawning ridiculous amounts of troops here, and I'm not, there's some parts of this game that are like questionable, like why they felt that was a good idea. But yeah, the enemy is just gonna keep spawning basic infantry almost like in an unending stream until the end of this mission. So
secured the road. Redball, you're clear to
So
proceed.
that's just that.
Roger that, Abel. See you guys at Cherbourg.
Border ready.
Enemy unit down.
Front unit down.
Listen up, Rifle Squad.
Louder! Keep it coming! Taking fire. Heavy armor acknowledged. Just drive!
Clear out this building here. The crab flail. The crab flail won't necessarily always kill people in the building, but what it tends to do is take out the cover for the people in the building, so it'll just open up the whole building.
Enemy unit down.
We got him. Target is gone.
Roger that.
Why are these people shooting at this house? There's nobody in there. So yeah, I foiled this attack on my base
Yep. Buckle up and hang on.
What are my
with
coordinates?
my armored cars.
Full strength in no time.
Defending.
Fall in, riflemen. Yep. Let's move.
And since I kept this point first, they're deciding to go this way.
Ready to
Let's
fight,
go.
sir.
Because I got a couple seconds. Trying to think anything
4 barrels. Ready.
I haven't discussed. I didn't build a motor pool. Motor pools give you
Where we headed?
AT guns, they give you armored cars, and they give you half
What are my
tracks.
coordinates?
Tally-ho. We're good.
Since I upgraded the 50 cal thing on my half track, it can't carry troops anymore, but it can still reinforce troops. The tank depot can build 3 kinds of tanks. The only one we can use right now is the Sherman, but we'll get to use the other 2, the tank destroyer and the crocodile Sherman, later in the campaign. And that's about it. I don't think I finally upgraded. I upgraded my rifles at one point, and you can see now they have this different icon above them with BARs, which are these things. Means 2 guys in every squad get BARs, which, long story short, gives them the ability to have a lot more firepower. They're like kind of like the equivalent of like light machine guns or squad automatic weapons in today's military. Actually, they're kind of more like assault rifles, and they have the ability to.
Fire support.
Are you serious? And they have the ability to suppress units like a machine gun. You can click this button here. It costs munitions, but they can suppress a unit just like a machine gun can suppress a unit. So it can be pretty useful in a pinch.
Safety's off.
If you need to slow down a bunch of infantry, you can suppress them with BARs.
GI's ready.
Oh, I gotta get out of the way here. So this mission was a little bit longer, but I did it about as fast as I could. Well, not as fast, but close.
Sir, all the men are accounted for.
Let's find some wheels and get moving.
Sir, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, Conti. Never mind. Let's go.
Alright, complete our objectives. We destroyed the Axis 4 base and the Panzer grouping. Alright then, thank you for watching.